Hello and welcome to this podcast on crisis negotiation. For this topic, we have international keynote speaker Scott Tillema sharing his expertise. Mr. Tillema has dynamic crisis negotiation experiences around the world. He's also trained for hostage negotiation by the FBI and the world's top hostage negotiators. Thank you, Mr. Tillema, for taking our time to join us. Alright, my first question for you is, why is negotiation important in critical incident management? And could you please also share your experience with us as a hostage negotiator?
So to start, I think it's a great question to start of why is negotiation important? And I think that especially in the work that I've done in police hostage and crisis negotiation, we're negotiating because lives are on the line. People could be killed or they could be hurt. And it's important that we try to resolve the situation in the safest way possible. And when time allows, the safest way to do that is through verbal influence. And I think that the importance of negotiators are also complemented by the importance of other aspects of a police team or a military team within a critical incident. But I think that the first option should always be negotiation, because this is the safest way, not only for the people who are in crisis, but for the people who are working to resolve that crisis. The other members of a SWAT team or other members of a police department or members of the military, all of those people would have to be put in harm's way if we chose to resolve an incident without first trying to negotiate a peaceful resolution. The strengths of a great negotiator, I think, begin with having great preparation, great curiosity, and being a great listener once that negotiation gets started. Most people believe that the best negotiators are the ones that are the smooth talkers that can get in there and convince somebody of something. But in reality, it's the people who can best understand the situation. And we can get this through preparation. What can I learn about this person or the group that I'm going to be negotiating with? And the people who are great listeners, who take time to be curious, who take time to ask good questions. And I think that it's really a skill to get people to open up. And once someone is comfortable with you, then they can open up. And that begins with listening. That it's not about you in the negotiation. The person who's negotiating it should never say, hey, this is about me. It's always about the other side and the person that we're working with. And if we can be curious and want to know about that situation, and we can do it in a way that doesn't feel like we are interrogating them or really pushing them hard with too many questions, but really creating a comfortable space for them to open up and share what's going on. I think that that's what's going to help find success. And those are some of the great strengths of negotiators. And as far as being a team player, of course, in my world, we never do negotiations by ourselves. We always work as part of a team. In fact, there are many incidents where we've had 8 or more negotiators all working on the very same conversation. So it may seem like it's a bit unfair, but we all have a role to play. We're going to have one person who's a primary negotiator, and they're on the phone with the person that we're speaking with, and then they're going to have a coach. And I've worked both as the primary negotiator and then as the coach who's working with the primary negotiator to give them real-time feedback about how they're doing, how they sound. We also have the role of the intelligence officer, someone who's gathering information about the person, about the situation. You can work as a log officer, jotting down information about what occurred and making sure that we have a good record of what's happening, or taking notes around us. You can work on the technical equipment. You can work in a leadership role to make sure that the team is all functioning, or a liaison with other members of the team. And those are all roles that I've taken on as a negotiator. It's not always just about being the person on the phone. There's a role for everybody in that negotiation.